About Victor Christ. The Victor Christ is God who has won the spiritual warfare against the devil. Because life itself is God, God exists in everything in the universe. On October 15, 1980, God itself overcame the devil, who existed as a man's consciousness of I, and became Victor Christ. Only when the overcomer, the Savior, who is the true way, the true truth, and the true life, came to this world, we have come to know the core information about the world of God, such as the identity and location of God, and the nature of God. Victor Savior is the Christ who leads to the immortal path to the mortal humanity that all humanity has been waiting for a long time. Beyond the differences of race and religion, a person who fought with himself for the rest of his life, offered his consciousness of I, so that it was utterly sacrificed to God by God for God's sake. His consciousness of I became a true martyr, because it is a martyrdom of the spirit performed in the heart. As long as the overcomer Savior has already appeared, the world will gradually become God's possession again, and it will establish paradise. The sinful world is the world under the devil's possession, where the devil controls as wants. But the devil's world has been shrinking since the advent of the Victor Savior. As the prophecy of the Bible prophesies that God will overcome the enemy devil, who has authority over the world and become the ultimate victor, this world will soon see the end of the evil world. The end of the world of the devil means the beginning of the world of God. It is impossible to say that one is a Victor Savior without sufficient grounds. Religious scriptures and prophetic books record many pieces of evidence of the identification of the true Savior. There is considerable evidence, but above all else, the true Savior must have the teachings of the factual truth that illuminate and awaken the world. This teaching comes as a new word, bringing together real-world evidence that the world has discarded as useless, or has not paid attention to but is always with us. This teaching that God dwells in man and that the devil is the master of man's control, is like an iron rod that destroys all science and religion in the world. The Victor Christ must be of Israeli blood. The existence of the Savior is the main character waiting in the Old Testament. And the Old Testament itself was originally the scriptures of the Jews. Based on the scriptures of Judaism, Christianity compiled the New Testament by selecting the documents that package Jesus of Nazareth as the Savior, making it 66 books today. Koreans and Japanese are the original people of Israel who have pure bloodlines. The Dan tribe, whose mission is to produce a savior in the future, was migrating to the Korean peninsula, in the far eastern end of the earth, and hid it. The Japanese are the brothers of the Koreans, who were pushed out of the Korean peninsula. There must be a process to becoming the Victor Christ. The Spirit of God came to the world as a weak and insignificant human body. When the promised 6,000 years going through refinement had come, taking the lineage of the Dan tribe, he was a young man who had devoted his entire life to a sacrificial life, and established several schools and churches, even as an active duty officer. He nurtured the Spirit of God, while being treated as a devil for decades at the Jeondu Kwan, a new religious movement led by the person who opened the fifth seal. Afterwards, in the secret chamber, a faithful group led by the person who opened the sixth seal. God overcame the devil, overcame the authority of death, and restored the victorious God in the final spiritual war of Armageddon for 3 years. After that, God, who overcame the devil at every moment, without fail, became the perfecter. This perfecter is God the Savior and the overcomer, who opened the seventh and last seal. After that, while building the victory altar, and spreading the truth to continue the work of salvation for humanity, the established religion Christianity became the Antichrist forces against the true Savior. It used every Christian power to persecute them, leading to a time of tribulation. The Victor Savior regards the sins of humanity as his own, and pays the unfair prison sentence on behalf of humanity and sacrifices even his life. The Savior's noble and sublime love and sacrifice that the prophet Isaiah foresaw thousands of years ago took place in the 21st century today, without anyone knowing it. But the Victor Savior is not a man. As a being that transcends the human dimension, he is an omniscient and omniscient being whose words are fulfilled in reality. In the future, we will know whether this world will remain as a world of sin, or whether the world of sin will come to an end. And we will see a stunning image of being transformed into the world of God. A real savior must have the ability to save people when they are in tribulation. In the Korean prophet Gyeokgam Urok, at that time, sickness like a cold and asthma circulates in the body. And if you catch it in the morning, you will die in the evening. If you drink just 1 drop of water blessed by Jungdu Ryong, it will cure the disease. So, there is a prophecy that thousands of ships from all over the world will be moored in ports on the west coast of Korea to deliver silver and gold treasures, lay down their bringings, and carrying the water blessed by Jungdu Ryong.